welcome to the Nurse Preceptor channel. This is Hillary and I'm your Nurse Preceptor. I'm going to teach you today about how to use bleedstop. It's super easy. Bleedstop is a coagulant. It is a substance that's approved by the FDA. It's safe to put in wounds and you can use it on wounds that are bleeding. I tried it out myself when I cut off the side of my thumb. But I had held direct pressure onto the wound for about 5 minutes, and despite that, it would just continue to gush. It was pouring out of my wound. I was starting to feel kind of sick and woozy. So I had my husband open up the bleedstop, and we just poured it right onto the wound. I continued to apply pressure, and within a couple of minutes, literally, it completely stopped bleeding. Bleedstop is a substance that just looks kind of like cornstarch or powder. You literally just pour it onto a wound that's bleeding, and it will cause your blood to clot rather quickly. So you can use this if you are on blood thinners or aspirin or anything that might cause you to bleed excessively. This is FDA approved, and they actually use this in surgeries sometimes and trauma. It speaks well to the product that they actually use this in healthcare centers, although I believe the prescription version of it has a different name. It doesn't sting, it doesn't hurt, it is painless, which is fabulous. And so what I did is I took a stack of gauze and put directly onto my thumb and held direct pressure, held my thumb up over my head like that. I would recommend putting a layer of a non-stick gauze between your thicker gauzes and your wound, because I got the regular gauze stuck all up into the clot. And it took a lot of soaking a couple days later to try to get that gauze out of the wound so that I could see how everything looked. What you want to keep doing though once you use it is keep monitoring for any breakthrough bleeding that resumes. Keep the pressure on for at least a few minutes. If you happen to see that there is bleeding that is profuse, that you really can't get it to stop, or it's pulsatile in nature, like it's shooting blood out, then what you want to do is get to a hospital. You're going to need to get that evaluated, because pulsatile blood flow indicates that you may have an arterial bleed. And that requires a little bit more attention than just bleedstop. But this is a very good stopgap measure in the event that either you have an injury like I have, where there was nothing they were going to be able to do for me at the hospital because they couldn't suture anything back together. It was just, I sheared the skin right off and there was nothing that could be reattached. It is also good if you might be someone who does a lot of outdoorsy activities where you might be a ways away from a medical center. What I wanted to do was just say that it's easy to use. It's as easy as pouring it on, doesn't hurt. Keep it in your medical kit at home. I, in fact, ended up going out and getting a few more boxes of this because I was so impressed with how well it worked. If you like this kind of content, basic first aid content is going to be really the focus of my channel going forward. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want notifications of more videos in the future. See you guys later. Bye.